It is Monday, January 20th, 2025, and this is the latest breaking news from Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. I believe I have 11 good stories, so make sure you stay to the end. I also want to comment on the other side about Inauguration Day. But let's just jump into these stories right away. First up, in Medellin, a Puerto Rican tourist, Gabriel de Pilar Colon, was injured during a visit to Comuna 13 in Medellin. The accident occurred when he and his friends, under the influence of alcohol, decided to go down a slide in a public space, an activity that is not included in their tour. The travel agency US-Colombian Tour stated that the injury happened during an unsupervised activity and that Colon had not provided the necessary documentation for insurance coverage. The agency expressed regret over the incident and is available for further information. Colon suffered a severe leg fracture requiring surgery to clean the area and fix the bone. Keep in mind, we do have a guy that does insurance, so if you need to get in touch with Christopher, I think the information is in the description of all my videos, but if not, I'll make sure you get it. Just hit me up via email, dcbonrobgroup@gmail.com. I'm actually headed out in a week, headed to an island. To an undisclosed island. So I'm looking forward to this one coming up in a week, a couple more in the next month or two. But remember, travel insurance, travel insurance, travel insurance. And remember also, you don't need to learn from your own mistakes. Learn from mistakes of others. And here's a perfect case where he survived. He's well. He's going to be well. But he went through this trauma, and he did not, and you do not have to. So you can follow along and learn from his unfortunate mistakes. Okay, in US-Colombia relations, Colombia and 9 other Latin American countries have denounced former President Donald Trump's plans for mass deportation of migrants from the U.S. In a joint communique, they expressed grave concern over the announcements, highlighting that such actions are incompatible with human rights and fail to address the root causes of migration. The declaration calls for adherence to international law and a humanitarian approach to managing migration. Trump's promise of the largest domestic deportation operation in U.S. history targeting irregular migrants has raised alarms, especially as millions of Latin American migrants reside in the United States irregularly. Okay, remember,
just passing the word along, babe.
That's right. Next up, do you like Colombian coffee? Colombian coffee growers have developed a new export model to compete with Brazil in exporting coffee to the United States in less than 72 hours. The National Federation of Coffee Growers of Colombia created a logistics platform to ensure fresh coffee arrives quickly, eliminating intermediaries and reducing cost. This model will use direct flights from Bogota to Miami and leverage e-commerce platforms like Amazon and Walmart. The initiative aims to expand to Europe and Asia by 2025, increasing growers' earnings and global recognition of Colombian coffee. The Federation, along with Alma Cafe, will support coffee growers from production to direct sales abroad. In Colombian Ecuadorian arrest news, alias Lady, a 27-year-old Colombian woman wanted by Ecuador for money laundering was arrested in Medellin. She was captured through a joint effort by Ecuador's national police and Colombia's DIGER. Lady is linked to the Ecuadorian criminal group Los Choneros and another gang, Las Aguillas, and was involved in laundering over $1 million through vehicle acquisitions, heavy machinery, and construction companies. She was also a partner of the late drug trafficker Alexandra Rodon Paredes, alias Jr. Authorities highlighted this arrest as a significant achievement in international police cooperation against organized crime. In Medellin police work, since January 15th, authorities in Medellin have intensified controls in the Alta Vista and Belén Rincón neighborhoods due to reports of alleged curfews imposed by criminal gangs. Despite community complaints, Security Secretary Manuel Villa stated there is no curfew and the area remains normal. Authorities are targeting gang members, including alias Milton and alias Pepecito of Los Huacanillos, who are involved in extortion, forced displacement, and drug trafficking. Operations will continue to ensure safety and dismantle the criminal structure with a focus on protecting citizens and maintaining order. Now let's hear a little bit of what the Secretary of Security has to say in English.
Today we are walking through the streets of La Vereda Manzanillo, And the road to La Vereda Jardín, in coordination with the Security Secretariat, we talked with the community, formal and informal merchants, drivers, and public transport, listening to their concerns. We also informed them about the security measures we are implementing in the area and handed out the flyer of the most wanted criminals in this area from the city of Medellin, among whom are alias Milton and alias Pipechito. During these tours, we observed the normal development of activities by the community, both work-related and personal and social. We will continue to carry out prevention, control, and investigation activities to ensure the safety and coexistence of all the residents in this part of the city of Medellin.
Actively working in these areas, De La Capilla, Manzanillo, and Altavista, to ensure safety in this part of the city. Here, the only restrictions are for criminals, and we are sending them a message. A completely clear message. We have fully identified the structures and the discrepancies that may exist within them, which cause discomfort in the community. We are not going to allow them to keep affecting the peace of our residents, and we are going after the criminals.
Okay, so there you go. In sports, Atlético Nacional has confirmed the return of midfielder Mateus Uribe for the 2025 season. Uribe, who previously played for Nacional and won the Copa Libertadores with them in 2016, returns after an 8-year international career. He joins new signings Faber Gil and Billy Arce. Uribe, 33, expressed his desire to finish his career at Nacional or Envigado. He brings extensive expertise from playing in Mexico, Portugal, and Qatar. Uribe's return is celebrated by former teammates Diego Arias and Alejandro Bernal, and he aims to lead Nacional to success at the Betplay 1 League and Copa Libertadores. In US-Colombian business relations, Mayor Federico Gutierrez of Medellin shares details of a productive meeting with U.S. representatives, including Ambassador Francisco Palmieri and Economic Counselor Sean Flack. The meeting focused on strengthening economic ties between the U.S. and Medellin, highlighting that the U.S. accounts for 29% of Colombian exports. Gutierrez invited American companies to invest in Medellin to promote economic growth and create quality jobs. He emphasized the importance of international relations in boosting local economic development and reiterated his commitment to working closely with the U.S. to enhance these commercial ties. Okay, Timeout Magazine has put out its top 20 list of its best cities in the world. You know why I'm reading this list. Timeout Magazine has ranked Medellin as the 20th best city in the world to visit in 2025. This recognition highlights Medellin's vibrant culture, lush nature, and resilience. The ranking was based on surveys of local residents and expert opinions, evaluating aspects like livability, cultural richness, and tourist offerings. Medellin is praised for its nightlife, music, dancing, and iconic spots such as La Setenta, Parquilleres, and Provenza. The city also offers adventure and panoramic views at Las Tres Cruces, San Felix, and El Pachiel, and nature experiences at RV. Family-friendly attractions include the Botanical Gardens, Explorer Park, and the Planetarium. Medellin's warm and welcoming spirit, combined with its innovative and resilient nature, makes it a must-visit destination. In Medellin arrest news, 2 women were arrested in Medellin and Caldas for allegedly recruiting girls aged 10 to 12 for exploitation. This follows the April 2024 arrest of Stefan Andres Correa, who was caught with videos of child abuse. The investigation, led by Colombian authorities and the U.S. HSI agency, identified the women as recruiters for Correa. They allegedly offered money and high-end cell phones to the minors in exchange for acts, which Correa recorded. The women faced charges of pimping and abusive carnal access with minors. 2 rescued minors are now under protection. Okay, let's talk about the upcoming water outages in Medellin and Bajo. EPM will suspend water services in several areas of Medellin and Bajo for tank cleaning between January 21st and 23rd. In the Medellin district, January 21st from 10 p.m. to January 22nd at 4 a.m., San Antonio, Villatina, and November 13th, La Libertad, El Piñol, and Las Mangos neighborhoods. In the Bajo municipality, January 22nd, 7 p.m. to January 23rd at 4 a.m., various streets including 44th to 55th and 56th to 68th Street. And January 23rd, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Paris and Bejo. And El Triunfo, El Progreso, number 2, Mirador del Doce, Pichacito, and Picasso, Medellin neighborhoods. So check if your area is in this list. Sorry, I'm butchering these names. No matter how many times I practice it, some of these names you just got to deal with it. It is what it is. Okay, lastly, love Medellin, love the Medellin people. Here's your chance to give back. Registrations are now open for the Passionate About Medellin volunteer program, which aims to promote solidarity, networking, and collaborative construction. Since the establishment of the first municipal volunteer center in 2004, the public volunteer policy in 2011, Medellin has made significant progress in citizen participation. Volunteers share their time, work, and knowledge with the community, promoting public encounters and providing information on city services. Interested individuals can register here and will receive a phone call for an interview and orientation. For more information, contact voluntarios at medellin.gov.co or the WhatsApp 333-284-4319. Join the program, contribute to the transformation of Medellin. So there you go. I don't know how it's going to work though if you don't speak Spanish. So you got to give them a call, shoot them a WhatsApp, and at least, if nothing else, you can use Google Translate, put it in Spanish and send it via WhatsApp. I asked you to meet me on this side because I just briefly want to put out this message. I didn't want to do a separate video for it. It is Inauguration Day. The election didn't go my way. It is what it is. May not have gone yours. May have gone your way, but didn't go your way. It's pretty much split down the middle, 50-50. I did a video about a month and a half, I don't know, maybe a few weeks before the election, so maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, that I thought there were more things that Americans agree with than we disagree with. But I underestimate the politics of the whole thing. That and propaganda is always going to have a place in politics. I also want to draw your attention right quickly to propaganda. I actually looked up what propaganda meant. Here's the definition. Propaganda is a deliberate and systematic dissemination of information, ideas, or rumors to influence public opinion or behavior. It often involves the selective presentation of facts, arguments, or symbols to promote a particular agenda or viewpoint. Keep this in mind. You're going to be flooded with news. I can't watch it anymore. I can't watch Trump, first of all. Sorry, it's got nothing to do with Republican Democrats. So don't put me in that box. I don't give a damn about either one of them. I can't stand either side. Okay? But Trump is an idiot. He's a straight up fool. Hopefully he's a useful idiot and that he may get something done. I want to wish him well, but I want you to be aware of what propaganda is, because as you watch the news, and pretty much nowadays, there's a few sources, but those sources for me, I find on YouTube, not on CNN, not on Fox, not on MSNBC. You know, I'm a registered Democrat, and I mostly believe in Democrat things. I'm not one side on anything. I'm conservative on some, I'm maybe not on other things. I mean, we need to do something about the border. I get that. But we need to do something about the streets here. We need to do something about police brutality. We need to do something about jobs. We need to do something about incomes. We need to do about housing rates. I mean, there's a lot we need to do. And our politicians have let us down. But pay attention when you hear things being repetitive. When you change the channel and it doesn't matter, and they all give out the same story. And this story can be from both sides. So you can hear this same story from both Republicans and Democrats. Remember, it doesn't matter. It does not matter which side. They don't have your best interest at hand. I mean, think about it. They don't. They're in that to make money and for power and influence. And we sit here and we suck on it. Now I got depressed maybe a month ago. Oh man, it's getting ready to it's going to be bad. I mean, and it could be. It can. But things always work out for me. So I figure, why get upset? I'm not even going to stress out. I'm just going to live my life the best I can. I bought silver again the other day. I bought another sleeve of 20 coins. It's like 27 an ounce right now. So it's just a hedge. because if something goes wrong, then obviously the silver price will go up, and my gold too, and my other silver. And make sure you got a gun. And like my partner tell me, that gun ain't gonna do you no good without no rounds. So get you some rounds too. Stock up on it. I need to do that within the next day or two. Also, it's just again mitigation. You know, one thing I realized this the other day because I told my mom last night. I said, you know what? One thing one of the best things my father ever taught me, and she said, "What's that?" I said, and this is my stepfather, but he's my dad. I said, chess. He taught me how to play chess, and he never let me beat him, by the way. But I eventually beat him. But what chess does, and if you play chess, you know why I'm bringing this up, because there's a difference between chess and checkers. If you play chess, you see things. You see the propaganda. And you say, okay, if they say this, I do this. If they do this, I do that. You just, playing moves ahead. I can play 5, 6 moves ahead. There's some people that could, I don't know how they do it. I don't even know how many moves they can go. 20 moves ahead. I mean, that means both sides. They know what I'm going to do. They know what they're going to do. And every time they know what I'm going to do. And if I do that, they're prepared. That's mitigation. That's mitigation. And I start wondering, why am I always prepared? Why do I got extra this? Man, I got pens. I'll make sure I got my business cards when I go out of town in 3 or 4 different places. Why am I? Oh, because I know if this happens, then this needs to happen. So if I lose that, I still got this. If this happens, then that. So be prepared for what's going to happen, because I think it's going to be a world shift in power. And we may not win. No matter how many military bases we put around the world, we can't be the world's bully for so long. These things don't last forever. Maybe our time is up. I don't know. I mean, we already gave up manufacturing. I'm old enough to remember when we used to make stuff. I'm old enough for a lot of stuff, guys. I'm 62 years old. So I remember Bobby Kennedy getting killed. That's in my lifetime. RFK, Robert Kennedy getting killed in Dallas. I remember, this is my lifetime. I don't remember it actually happening, but my furthest memory, Martin Luther King getting killed. I remember that. I was 5.5 years old. Malcolm X was killed, assassinated. How many assassinations have there been around the world since then? How many coups? How many coups that we've been responsible for? How many coups have our little brother in the Middle East been responsible for? I mean, so when you start listening to the news, because I'm picking this one up every time you talk to one of the politicians, because they all getting paid back door. What happens if China does this? Well, we really need to go after Iran. What?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, there's something going on. Oh, well, because Israel has the right to defend himself, and so we need to go after Iran. Or BRICS is getting strong, we need to go after China. Man, all these people starting these fights, and most of these people starting these fights, most of these politicians probably never been in a fight in their life. And I'm going to end on this. One last thing, because I'll start rambling. I don't think you should be president of the United States if you've never been in the military before. I don't care what your MOS was. You need to serve something. How can you be in charge of the greatest military in the world and you ain't never served? Chances are you ain't never fought. And you just tried to get, and the one we got now trying to get out of, we got out of Vietnam, what, 4 deployments? Meanwhile, he dogs a hero like McCain. And I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Hanoi Hilton. That was a true hero. I will never, ever take anybody talking smack about John McCain. And I'll never forget what he did defending Barack Obama during that speech. That lady popped up and said, he's this.
I got to ask you a question. I do not I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No?
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you.
Integrity, guys. Integrity, guys. It means something. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to travel, but travel safe.
So, hey, girl. Thanks for coming by my place.
No worries. You mind if our girlfriend can come by with us?
Hell no. This why I watch DC Rob.
Kini excited, dili na mag-online. Kung sabay dugayan, chika babes kay nasulan. Ay dali padulan, ako ang padulan. Karamelum-luman, dili-dili na tuluman. Hoy, shock pa, makalok-kaloka. Si Bona sexy, lawas murag Coca-Cola. Ang kanyag ni mo sa akong kalibutan nga saan. Wala ko ikatubag, ikaw ra kong matawag. Murag kagabun sa kabugnaw sa taas. Sa imong paghawas, lawas ni mo labas. Sinut walay gas-gas, ako amo bas-bas.
Yo, it's DC Raw, beat the stream, daily dose. East Coast swagger, hit you with that travel pros. Colombia trips, Medellin tips on the real. Stay safe, stay aware, what's the deal? News on lock, know the blocks before you walk. Stick to the tours, avoid that shady talk. Urban jungle, vibes for miles is hot. Keep your eyes and ears open, dots to connect the plot. For your journey, pack your mind, strap it tight. Travel safe insurance just in case, day or night. Rob's the plug, got the news tips to thrive. Medellin's your oyster, just stay wise to stay alive. Link up or sink, use the wisdom that's your shield. Guided tours, soak the culture, streets revealed. Wondrous spots, safe zones, that's the key. DC Rob's the name, bringing you the clarity. Roll smart, roll deep with that travel wisdom. Medellin's a charm, minus the hazards that glisten. Follow the guide, navigate the pave. DC Rob, for your peace, make that trip safe. Hit the airport, got the passport stamp clean. Dream destination, life a vibrant scene. Cautious moves is your grooves, play your part. DC Rob coming through, future-proof street.